Good morning, guys. It's Dakota back from the live stream. Date is May 4, 2021. There we go. May 5th, 2020, May 4th, 2021, 85th session, at least live stream session. So, getting into this, if this is your first time hopping on, basically what I do on here, I go through the charts that I'm paying attention to for the week, every single weekday, at least right now. Do it at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And throughout the call, if you have any questions about my strategy or anything at all, go ahead and ask in the live chat. And if you have any pairs that you want to go over together on the live stream, go ahead and type it out in the live chat, and I'll be sure we talk about it before the call-ins. Also, if you want to keep up with every single chart, every single screenshot that we talk about, the link to them will be, I need some water. But the every single chart we talk about on here, I'll post in my Discord server. The link to my Discord server is in the description. If you go ahead and like this stream, go ahead, hit the like button. Also, if you want to keep up with future content, hit subscribe and the notification bell. Now, give me about 5 seconds to grab some water and make sure that I'm focused and keyed in. All right, there we go. So, let me bring up the chat. Good morning, man. How you doing? Okay, so let's go through basically what happened yesterday, right? We had a plan for a few pairs yesterday, at least these three pairs. At least I had a plan for them. Which one to talk about first? Let's talk about dollar Swiss. Talk about dollar Swiss, EJ, and then get into GU. And after I go ahead and do the review, I will do a full markup of each one of these pairs so you guys can see basically how I mark up the charts. And yeah, if you want to take bits and pieces from that, add it to your own strategy, you can go ahead and do that. All right, so dollar Swiss, over the weekend, I actually have planned this buy setup within this channel that I have drawn here. Now, come Monday, so yesterday, I decided not to take the buy setup when price was at this level. I was actually looking for price to break through as it did today. And you can see basically my note that I made on Monday. Originally, I had a 1 hour buy setup planned for today, but I'll wait to buy when the trend line is broken. Sell setup or because the corrective setup is aggressive, so I'll not be taking a trade on this pair right now. If you go to yesterday's stream, go deeper into that, why I didn't take a selling opportunity right here at the top of this channel, or when price hit the trend line. It just wasn't a good setup, and ultimately it didn't even play out anyway. So here the buy setup did come down to my level and then pushed up. It broke the trend line. After the break of this trend line, what I'm looking for is an opportunity to enter, which is basically just a retracement. Okay, and I prefer to see this on the 1 hour time frame, and I'm not saying that it's going to retest this trend line. That rarely happens. Okay, but just looking for a pullback, looking for a pattern, and then finding the area where I'm looking to enter at. As that becomes clearer, I'll go ahead and send it out. All right. But let's go ahead and get into this full markup. I'm doing good, doing great. Kind of want to back test. All right, let's get to the full markup of dollar Swiss. So if it's just your first time hopping on the call, you don't know my strategy. Basically what I do, I use top-down analysis, start on the monthly time frame, work my way down until I find an opportunity. And how I find opportunities, first I go through and use horizontal lines and trend lines to box price in, and then when price gets down to, and then when I get down about to the 4-hour time frame or lower, I go ahead and look for opportunities in market structure, right? I look for an impulse move. The impulse move tells me which direction the market wants to go, which is just strong, aggressive candles moving in one direction. And then after that, I look for a correction. After that, I look for a corrective movement, which is this small consolidating candles moving in the opposite direction of the impulse. Okay, and then I look for an opportunity to enter there, and I'll look for a continuation. Okay. Now, probably a bit off topic, but I'm willing to go off topic right now. Well, no, I'm not. Let me mark this first one up, and I'll be willing to go off topic on the next one. So, going here, send a line there, a line here, just areas where price has rejected before and is likely to continue to reject that. Going up to the weekly. Down to the weekly. At the weekly, there's not much to draw here. Gonna go down to the daily. On the daily time frame, we had an uptrend. Uptrend is broken. We have price pushing down, and we see that we have corrective movement moving down to the downside here, and basically a downtrend. If we go down to a lower time frame, we should be able to see a whole lot clearer. And since this is impulsive initially and then turns corrective, I am considering a descending channel and looking for price to push up. Ultimately, weekly time frame, looking for this to actually form a correction, looking for waves to form, right? This to go up, come back down, and then go up. Let's go down to 4-hour. Now here on the 4-hour, we can make it a bit more defined, like that. And then I'm gonna go get rid of that wick out up there. Okay, perfect. So now we have, let me zoom in so you guys can see too. So now we have this descending channel, and price has broken above, or at least closed above, and looking for price to start an uptrend now. How do you identify a momentum candle? So it's you have to study it a lot, because it's more of like an eye thing. Like there's no, at least the way that I identify, I don't really call them momentum candles, but strong candles, they're just really big candles pretty much, right? And obviously that's a relative definition. So like you got to put work in on the chart and like look at the chart. So if you want to get good at candles, you can go ahead and look in here. So you can see this candle here. All right, it's a strong momentum candle because most of it is bullish, like to the upside, and then why am I stuck right now? All right, it's a very large candle in comparison to other candles here, right? You can see these small candles that don't have, say, much. It's not a big push compared to this one, right? It's very strong momentum. It's a very strong decision in the market, right? There's really no question as to who's in control in this situation or within these 4 hours. All right. I actually have like a definition written down when I was studying this. Good question. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is a simplified definition. Okay, so if we do strong momentum candles, it's basically a large body candle with little to no wicks, right? Little to no wicks, right? So that what that's saying is basically a majority of the candle is made up of the body. Yeah, so that's a strong momentum candle, and ideally you want the wick to be like as short as possible. Strong momentum candle. Normal momentum candle, it's a small body candle with small wicks. Okay, so example of that, we know that this is a strong momentum candle, and then here we have a series of small momentum candles here. Small momentum is not showing a lot of strength. There's not a lot of price movement. All right. Same upside down. Obviously, I just showed bullish examples, like drew out bullish examples, but upside down is just the opposite, right? Thank you for helping me. I'm sorry for asking you a lot of questions. There's no need to apologize, man. If you're learning, you should be asking as many questions as you need to. Yeah, don't apologize for that. You actually helped me review something that I didn't know off the top of my head, apparently. So thank you. Alright, so got this impulsive break and waiting on a corrective pattern here, right? And like I said, not really expecting it to happen right now. Need some more price movement to actually form, and then looking for a continuation up. That's pretty much it. Alright, now that I've finished like that markup, it's pretty basic. That's why I like didn't really stress too much about it. Like every single markup is pretty much the same, and just repeating the same thing every single day. Man, they're getting later and later every day. They usually do that at 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, 7-10, or whatever. But the off-topic thing that I was going to talk about is strategy-wise, right? So when I first got into trading, now this just may be the people that like I've interacted with. But when I first got into trading, everyone was talking about break and retest. Okay, everyone's talking about break and retest. This is the only strategy that matters, and market structure. Basically my strategy, right? Well, not my strategy, because there are some different things about my strategy, but recently, I think since about last year. Now I'm hearing like all these communities that I was let's say I'm not involved in now, but it was previously involved in, and the people that I used to talk to, they're all talking about institutional trading, and now that's the only thing that matters. And my perspective is just that changes in the market, like especially if you're like you haven't been trading that long, you haven't been trading like really over a year or even like really even longer, you don't really know the different phases of the market, and can lead you to say that okay, this is the only strategy that matters, but then when the market changes, you're like, and gives different opportunities on a regular basis, then you're like, oh no, this is the strategy, now this is working, so why was I paying attention to that? And then you try to like identify every single instance that it worked out perfectly and ignore the times that it failed, because every system fails at some time, and you just got to fight through that and play the probability game, right? Figure some things out and use the numbers to your advantage. All right, this is dollar Swiss. Let's go to EURJPY. EURJPY, I'm looking for a buying opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say exactly what I'm thinking on this. So I don't talk about this setup a lot, but my best setup is off the 38.2, and yeah, my best setup is off the 38.2 because it produces the highest R, right? Now in this situation, if we took an opportunity off the 38.2, we don't have a lot of room to the upside because my supply zone, my area where I'm looking for price to reject at or possibly reject at, is very close. I don't have a lot of room. Usually from this point, price actually pushes up close to about 15 R if I put my stop loss below the 50. And this situation's not a lot of room for it to do that. Also, this corrective pattern isn't exactly what I would like to see, right? I'd actually like to see price wick down below the 38.2 before pushing up. And I actually like to see this area tested, to be honest with you. So I'm going to wait for the 50 retracement, and I'm going to look to enter there as price continues to go down, or if price continues to go down. If price does push up, I will go down to the 1 hour time frame to look for a late entry on here, which is basically just a lower time frame entry. Okay, and my take profit will be around the supply zone. Looks like my alert is a little low. Okay, so let's do a full markup on this one. And if you didn't really catch what I was saying, I'm looking for a buy after price hits this level, or if price hits that level. All right, let's do the full markup. Boxing on the weekly or the monthly. Going down to the weekly, there's don't want to draw anything on the weekly except this. Set box price in a little bit better. Give it another range. Let's go down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we can see that uptrend a lot better, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw the trend line here. And basically what this trend line is saying, every time price comes near this area, I'm looking for a buying opportunity. If price breaks through it, closes below, I'll go ahead and look for selling opportunities or a selling setup, right? So right now I just have an impulse going up, and we know after every single impulse, need to see a correction. After every impulse, need to see a correction. Okay. So right now looking for a corrective pattern to form, and then looking for a buying opportunity within that pattern. Delete that. Go to 4. Okay, thank you for helping. Alright, and this is actually turning out to be pretty nice. At least has the potential to be really nice. I would like to see this form a few more legs, or more legs than I usually like to see, in order to get down to this level. Alright, but that is the perfect scenario. Price gets down to that area. If you're a day trader, you can look for selling opportunities within that. Personally, I'm not going to be looking for selling opportunities on EURJPY. Just going to be focused on buys, and I'll look to sell if the trend line breaks. Price actually may dip a little bit lower than this, but I'll pay attention if price gets to this level. About a 7-to-1. So pretty nice. I'm sure we can get that better as price gets closer to that. Alright, what is next? That's EURJPY. Let me double check to see if I sent this out. I feel like I didn't send this screenshot out. And I know I didn't send dollar Swiss that we just did out. Okay, yeah, I have it in the 25, but I don't have it like isolated for like an individual reply. All right. Again, all these charts I do post in the Discord server. If you want to join that, the link to it is in the description. Also, my Instagram's down there, but if you've been following me, you know I don't get on there a lot. I don't really get on social media too much. But I'm sure one day I'll be better at it, right? I'll try. Maybe. I'll definitely try in the future. Alright, so EJ and dollar Swiss are sent out. Have I ever lost? Yes. Yes, of course. All the time. Like in the Discord server I have a section of profits and losses. Now I don't post every single profit and every loss that I have in there, but every single trade I take, at least with my main account that I'm trading at the moment, I post in the Forex Outlook section on my Discord server. So yeah, I take a ton of losses. I also win, right? Like I'm actually doing terrible this year. For this year, at least win rate wise, on R, I'm actually doing pretty good. But win rate rise, I have I think it was when I checked over the weekend, 30% win rate. And I'm up about, what was it, 10, 11 R, right? The win rate is the worst I've ever had. Like last year, my win rate was about 50, high 50s. But yeah, I lose all the time, dude. Like I said, it's just about playing the numbers and definitely making your winners bigger than your losses. Like you got to be able to play the long game. Also, to help out with that, I've actually, during my first year of trading, I made this sample size sheet that I posted in my Discord server. Let me find it. But basically, I made this after I watched one of Mark Douglas' webinars, probably his most popular webinar. It was the part 4. I forget exactly what it was called. But if you're into trading psychology, I'm sure you've seen it. Marking up, improves trading psychology. Back testing template sample size sheet. Here we go. So he talks about sample sizes and playing the long game. You thought pros never lost. Okay, that's a lie. If anyone tells you they don't lose, that's a lie. Okay, let me change this so it's like easier numbers. So this is a public sheet that I put out and sent. Basically, everyone can access this, so they can use it. And let's be a bit more general. Let's do 3. Okay, so on this side over here, let's just go with 10 to keep the number simple. Let's say every sample size. A sample size is just a segment of trades that you take. So let's say you, for example, you take 10 trades a week. You're allowing yourself to take only 10 trades a week. Within those 10 trades, how many are you expected to win? That's something that you need to figure out. You can figure that out through back testing, live testing, but basically you need to figure it out to better understand how much you should be risking on each trade, or at least it's a helper to assist you to figure out how much you should be risking on each trade. Because let's say we risk 1% on each trade and we take 10 trades per week. The worst case scenario, if you lose all 10 of those trades, is you lose how much? Risk 1% per trade. Worst case scenario, if you lose every single trade, how much do you lose? What percentage do you lose? Okay, I won't be an asshole today and like waste 10 minutes waiting for somebody to respond. If you lose every single one of those trades, you lose 10%. Okay, so worst case scenario, you lose 10%. What a lot of beginner traders do though, they're told risk 1 to 3%, and I know at least when I started, I wasn't messing with that. I was like, you can't even make any money with that, with my small little $500 account or whatever. So what I would do, I would say, okay, I would risk 3% or I would risk 5% on each trade. Now, if I risk 5% on each trade and I took 10 trades within a week and I lost every single one of those trades, I lose 50% of my account. I would lose half of my money, right? And if you're managing, let's say you're managing $100,000 and you lose 50% of your account within a week, like if you're managing someone else's money, they're not gonna let you manage their money anywhere. You lost half of their money in a week. That's stupid. I would never let that person touch my money again, right? I would never even let it get that close. So planning out worst case scenario is like very important within trading period. Okay, then over here you enter your account balance and then your expected risk to reward on each trade. So I just kept it simple and said we have a 3 risk to reward. That means I'm going through for 3 times everything that I risk. Yep. Then down here, these are examples. Let's say out of the 10 you won 10 trades. This is what those stats would look like, right? If you won 9, if you had a 90% win rate, this is what those stats would look like. Now, like I said, if you go through back testing and live testing and you figure out about what your win rate is, let's say you have about a 60% win rate, you can see, okay, so every single 10 trades I take, I'm expecting out of myself to perform about at 6 wins and 4 losses. So every single time I take 10 new trades, I'm expecting 4 losses. Okay, this is just, and if you take a loss, you're just like, okay, this is just one of the 4 that I'm going to be taking within my sample size. All right. So yeah, this is very helpful for me when I first started, and like helped me calm down on when losses came and not stress too much over it. And I know, like, worst case scenario, if I lose 10, I'll lose 10%. But my personal opinion, that's still bad. I like to keep my risk way lower than that. Also over here, you can see like the recovery. What it'd be like if you're managing like $10,000, like if you have an account of $10,000. Percentage wise, you can see, okay, if I have this much drawdown, this is how much I have to earn in order to get it back. And I would say this stuff makes way more sense when you're managing like $10,000 or more, because it's not it's kind of hard to do it with small capital, because you don't really have room to scale down your risk, because the lowest you can do is a 0.01. And a lot of people with like $100 accounts, $1,000 accounts, and they can't really handle real drawdowns or make the necessary adjustment to handle it. But yeah, pros, if pros lose, okay, and they go through and figure out, okay, why am I losing? If it's something about the market, if it's something about the strategy that they can change, they go ahead and go through and change it. And if it's just like a loss within a sample size, it's just a loss within the sample size, right? How long have you've been trading for? What, 3 months, right? All right, so as I wait for you to answer, yeah, actually, yeah. How long have you been trading, and remind me again where you're learning from, and also like how you got involved. All right, but getting into GU, review from GU on GU from yesterday. It looks like I said need to see price come back to this zone in order to enter this trade. If this sets up, I expect an entry to come before 9 a.m. So I will delay gym time until entry comes after. Okay, got it. All right, so we can see here. So we can see basically price never came back to the zone. This is about the time that I said I was looking for that to happen. Price just continued to push up. Now there is a possible entry there, but I would like to see price actually scale down lower though. But let's go down to it, right? So we have this impulse and we have a pullback. I wouldn't consider this necessarily a correction just yet, because it hasn't really formed a pattern that I at least like to see. And yeah, I like to see it scale down lower, because I can't trade today, because like I lose money like I lose money on Tuesdays. Like a lot of traders say that the worst day for them is Friday. The worst day for me is Tuesday, and I usually like make money on Fridays. So that's why I cannot place or hit a button today. I'll just be practicing. But yeah, I like to see this break down to again down to this area, probably stop short a bit, and then look for an entry around that time. Other than that, let's get through a full markup, and I'll go ahead and look at your responses. Look at your response after I finish this markup. So starting the monthly, going to be doing a full markup. We draw a horizontal line up there, horizontal line down there, lower time frame that looks like there's an uptrend. Gonna go down to the daily time frame, and let's first box price in a little bit better. There's an area right here that I like to see price reject at, or at least has rejected at several times. And we also have an uptrend here, which we can start from everywhere. uptrend right there. So as long as price is above this uptrend, I'll go ahead and look for buys. If price breaks the uptrend, I'll go ahead and start looking for sells. The first area I look to sell down to is this demand zone down here. If price breaks through that level, I'll look for price to scale down even lower, probably to this area first, and then ultimately down to this area here. Now that reversal, I really want to catch, but which reminds me, I haven't set an alert here, because been waiting on a sell on this or a reversal on this for a while. Actually, at the beginning of the year, I was looking for a reversal early then, but price just kept scaling up. Alright, so going down to the 4 hour, we can see the setup that I'm paying attention to right now. We have an impulse, strong aggressive candle moving in one direction right now, and then we have this corrective pattern right here, confirming that price is likely to go up. So what I'm looking for is just price to give me a buying opportunity at this level. And that's pretty much it. That's all. It's that simple. I need price to get down to there. Price gets there, I'll look for a buying opportunity. In this setup, what was it? I think it was about 36, and it is scaling down to closer to 30. It's about a 10-to-1 opportunity initially. It looks like it's going down to about 9-to-1, but it's fine. Still a great opportunity. Still a great R. What a 9R means? Basically, this win would cover 9 losses. All right. So if I lost 2 trades and then I won this trade, I'll be up 7 times what I risked on those trades. Okay, thought pro trades never lost. Number 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks now, not 1.5. Okay, 2 weeks. You've been trading for 2 weeks, and where? How'd you get involved? Like, how'd you start trading? I guess, did someone introduce you to it, or did you just start researching online and trying to figure some things out about it? Okay. I already have this sent out, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to AUDCHF, and this is a pair request. It's looking good. There we go. So I asked, like, how'd you get involved? How did you start trading? Or where are you learning from? Alright, so if you've been following me on AUDCHF, I've been looking for price to reach down to this level. Now, yesterday I talked about a possible day trading opportunity here. Price tested this level and looking for it to push up. Price moved up, but it moved up correctively and didn't move up as aggressively as I would have liked to see. As I would like to see. I don't know what I just said, but it did not sound right. So with that, price reversed and looking for it to come down to this level as originally planned, and looking for an entry there. And again, this is a 4-to-1 opportunity. Hey, what's up, John? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good, man. I just choked bad on my water. But I'm learning from YouTube. I don't know which channel I just watched, whatever I saw. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, then. So you know what pips are. You know what. What else? Oh man. You know what pips are. Do you know what support resistance is? Do you know what risk to reward, what a risk to reward ratio is, or how you get a risk to reward ratio? Those type of things. No. One pip is not $10. So basically, I think during my first year, I was teaching this. I was doing this so much, so I made something here. Oh, lot sizes. That's the other thing I was thinking about. Now I rarely think about this stuff. Okay, before getting into that, do you know buy and sell stop and limit orders? Yeah, good question. Thank you. All right, so what a pip is a unit of measurement, right? If we just pay attention to price, every time price moves up or moves down, it's moving by, let's say it's moving by a measurement of a pip. Okay, so it either moves a pip up or it moves a pip down. Right? It's just a unit of measurement. So example I always use: imagine the desk you're sitting at. Imagine the desk or table that you're sitting at, and whatever unit of measurement you want to use. Let's say, jeez. Let's say you want to measure your desk in centimeters. Okay, so how many centimeters is your desk? But before you measure it, I say, how much do you want each centimeter to be worth? All right, I will pay you for every centimeter your desk is, and I'm asking you, how much do you want each centimeter to be worth? Okay, that's when the lot size comes into play, and there's 3 variations of lot sizes. I won't go too deep into detail with this. All right, you should actually look up Rob Booker. This is how you spell his name. Rob Booker. Yeah, he has a series of videos that go really deep into detail on this. Also, if you go to the Discord server in the education section, I think I have his playlist in there, or at least I have some free resource to learn all this stuff. Okay, so you can see a micro lot, 10 cents per pip, mini lot, $1 per pip, and then standard is $10 per pip. Okay, remember the pip is a unit of measurement, how much price is moving, that type of stuff. So if your desk is so the question he asked for the people watching is RSI useful? One second, let me finish my train of thought here real quick. So yeah, after you find an opportunity, you're going to determine what lot size you want to use or how much you want to be risking on a certain position, and yeah, this is how you do it. Look him up. He has a series of videos on Forex that teaches you all the basic stuff. Now, is the RSI useful? Not to me. I don't use it. Okay, but I mean, I guess it can be to some people. It really all depends. Pretty much everything in trading depends. But if you don't know, like pips, buy stops, limit orders, that type of stuff, I wouldn't really be messing with indicators right now. Definitely get to understand the terminology in trading, understand how everything works right now. Because I would say if you start with like a strategy right now, or just start throwing a bunch of indicators on your chart, you're gonna be flipping from strategy to strategy to strategy. Not because it seems like nothing's really working, but all you need is foundational knowledge right now. Here's his playlist. I wonder if he talks about that type of stuff. Yeah, no problem, man. It's one of the major reasons I started doing live streams. I would say it's the second reason. The first reason was so I could get more practice in and build more confidence. And then also to help people. Alright, that's odd Swiss. Let's go to dollar yen. Disgusting. It's ugly. I wouldn't touch it. It didn't form a corrective pattern, so there was no setup here. Price went impulsively down and then it moved correctively up and it's on the trend line, but it hasn't made a lower low. Yeah, I'll start looking for a selling opportunity. At least short term. Oh, it must not hit my level. Yeah, it didn't hit my level. Okay, that's fine. Okay, thanks for helping. Okay, looks like there are no pair requests, and I've gotten through all the pairs that I'm paying attention to and reviewed previously requested pairs. So I really appreciate you guys hopping on. I hope you guys enjoyed the call today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.